We talked about how much television a typical American family watches every day, and we talked about some statistics, how more British men watch more TV than British women, which was a bit surprising for us. And we also saw the number of ads that American children see on television every year, not to mention, of course, the murders that they see before they're 18. We talked about this. And we were just talking about the difference between using ing and ed in adjectives, if you remember, when we did exercise 8. So we agreed that it says here that we use the ed adjectives to describe how people feel. Okay, let's write it here. So the ed adjectives are more suitable to talk about how people feel. So you can use examples like surprised, annoyed, worried, tired. All of these are adjectives which describe the feeling of the person. So we use ed adjectives to do this. And we also use the ing adjective to describe the thing, the situation, the place, or maybe the person who caused the feeling. So if you want to talk about the cause of the feeling, of course, we use the ing form, right? So this was what we discussed in our last lesson. Now here, I'd like you in number 10, in exercise 10, I'd like you here to choose. So you have the choice. You need to choose whether to use ed adjectives or ing adjectives, okay? So you decide which adjective you want to use. أهلا يا آدم، كيف الحال؟
مرحبتين دكتورنا، كيف حالك؟
شنو أخبارك؟ تسمع فينا؟
هيك تمام. أنت عارف بس بديت التطبيق أول ما تستعمله ما تفهمش فيه واجد وكذا.
مش مشكلة، مرحبتين بك. هو الحصة اللي فاتت هي كانت طبعا intermediate، فكيف كملت، لكن تو هذه pre-intermediate، فأنت شوف الجو كيف ونشوفه بعد التمارين، وبعدها نقدر نشوفه يعني أكتر بالنسبة لخصوص المستوى. تمام.
خلاص بإذن الله. بارك الله
فيك. بارك الله. Okay, so Malak here, let's see these in this exercise number 10, you have to choose whether to use an ed exercise, an ed adjective or an ing adjective, okay? So number 1, were you surprised by anything in the article? So here, of course, we used an ed adjective. Now, number 2, what do you think? Can you do number 2, Malak?
Okay, which TV programs do you think are really boring?
All right, so you used ing, right?
Yeah.
Why did you use ing here?
Because describe thing.
Right.
Describe the thing.
We're describing a thing. We're not describing the person, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Very good. Okay. Now, number 3. What's the most? Can you do number 3? Amalak too.
Okay. What's the most frightening ing?
All right. Again, you used ing. Why did you use ing again here?
Because describe person.
Did we describe it?
Describe the person that causes the feeling.
The opposite, you mean?
Describe thing.
The film that causes the feeling, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So here, so frightening is the adjective, but what is the noun we are describing in number 3? Can you tell me?
Film.
Very good. Exactly. Yes, this is exactly right. So noun is the film we're talking about. Okay. And yeah. in number 2, where's the noun that we are describing?
Programs.
Exactly.
TV programs.
Right. Good. All right, Adam, would you like to do number 4? Let me explain the exercise very quickly. Here you need to choose ed or ing to complete the adjective. So the rule says, can you see the top of the page here? طبعا آدم تقدر تدير زي الزوم بصوابعك.
اي انا تمام.
لما تحس الكتيبة صغرت عليك أنت تقدر تقرب بصوابعك وتحرك الشاشة باش تتبع جهة الماوس وين ما نأشر لك. عرفت؟ Okay, can you see the two rules at the top here? Can you see them?
Yeah, تمام. Yes.
Yeah. What does the first rule say? Can you read it for me, please?
Then complete the rules with ed or ing.
Okay. So
We use ed adjectives to describe how people feel. قصده هنا قال نستعمل ان الاي لما في الصفات اللي تعبر عن شعور الشخص في حد ذاته.
Okay. And the second one?
We use ing adjective to describe the thing, situation, place, or person that causes the feeling. قصده هنا نستعملوه للشيء أو الحالة أو المكان أو سبب الشعور وليس الشعور في حد ذاته.
Exactly right. That's exactly right. Okay. Now, can you use these two rules to do number 4?
When did you last feel really tired? Tired.
So
ED.
here, ed or ing, what do you want to use, Adam?
I think it's ed.
Okay, you think it's ed. Your answer is correct, but I want you to tell me why. Why did you use ed? رغم أنها صحية. Why? Why do you think ed?
We reading right now. We say if when we use the ed adjective to describe how people feel. id it's mean يعني تعب أو إجهاد. ف-tired هنا حتكون شعور وليس وصف لشيء معين.
Correct. وحتى اللي يعطي الفكرة كلها اللي هي قصة you. احنا نتكلم على you معناها نتكلم على شعور person صح ولا؟ ما نتكلموش على سبب. ما نتكلموش على سبب الشعور صح ولا؟ So your answer is correct. Very nice. Okay, can you do number 4 too, Adam?
What's the most exciting holiday you have even had?
Very good.
I think it's ing.
That's right. We need to use ing here because we're describing why. Why? هو صح. It's correct. But I want you to tell me why. Why did we use ing for here in this example? Where's the noun we are describing? Can you show me where's the noun in this sentence? The noun we're describing.
The noun, it's I don't know, but I'm just very إني دائما نسمعها إنه exciting أكثر شيء ولكن هنا لما تقرأ الرولز إنها حتكون أكثر شيء إن تكون situation هي حالة تقريبا وليس هيك I think.
هو شو قال لك يا إما situation يا إما thing يا إما place يا إما person بس السر كله أن في ing اللي هي اللي هنا تمديك عليها circle اللي هو that causes المسببة. فأنت لو بدويت على الشيء اللي هو مسبب الشعور فديما ing لكن لو بتدوي على الشعور الشخص ذاته how people feel حتكون ed. Do you get the idea? So here شنو هو الشيء اللي كان exciting هنا؟ Where's the noun? طبعا لأن هم هادو adjectives فزي ما أنت عارف الصفات بيوصفوا nouns أكيد صح ولا؟ صفات وظيفتهم أنه زي مثلا لما تقول new course فنيو هي الادجكتيف بتاعك اللي توصف فيه كورس توصف في الكورس الجديد هذا صح ولا؟
تمام.
فهنا
I think it's a holiday.
You're right. إجابتك صحيحة. That's correct. بالضبط. إحنا قاعدين نوصف في الهوليداي وأنت وصفتها لي بإكسايتنج صح ولا؟ هنا هي holiday interesting exciting مثيرة مليحة holiday كويس. Very nice. Very good. Okay, Malak, can you do number 6 please?
Okay. Are you interested in sport?
Correct. It's correct. But can you tell me why? Why did you use ed here?
Because you
exactly.
The person.
The person.
How
correct.
People.
Because we're talking about the person. Good.
Yeah.
What about number 7, Malak? Can you do also number 7?
Do you have any annoying habits?
Good. That's correct. Why did you use ing here?
Because I describe the situation.
Correct. Which is habits, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not situation. Maybe it's a thing. Habits are things more than situations. But you're right. Because these annoying habits are going to make other people annoyed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, Adam, number 8.
When you were a child, what were you worrying about? But I don't know, but تقريبا ان هذه في الباست حتكون ED ولا مجرد تشابه قواعد؟
هو في الحقيقة المفروض تكون ED، لكن مش لأنها past. لأنها هنا adjective. What were you worried about? لكن هي مضبوطة، هي القصة كلها في الباست صح، لكن الفكرة في الكلمة ما نبيكش تلخبط أن worried لأنها هي فيها ED. أنا اعتبرتها past verb. What were you worried about؟ هو سؤال في الباست صح. طبعا هنا worried بتجينا تعتمد على مكانها في الجملة. لو أنت قلت I was worried فهنا أكيد أنت استعملت الباست. I was worried. لا سوري، مش هو الباست، لكن الworried في حد ذاتها ما هيش كلمة past. I was worried. Okay. Okay, الضوء يلعب. Alright, so I was worried. So here worried is an adjective. هنا يعني كأنك بالعربي تقول أنا كنت قلق. القلق في حد ذاتها هي صفة ما فيهاش لا، يعني حتى لو درتها مثلا في البريزنت، لو حاولنا الجملة هذه present I am worried. قرأتها كيف؟ هي worried قاعدة رغم أنها تغير الزمن الجملة. الزمن الأولى when I had an exam. When I had an exam. صح ولا لا آدم معاي؟
تماك.
اوكي، لكن هنا لما تقول I am worried because my flight is late. Right? الجملة الأولى واضح أن هي في الماضي، القصة كلها في الماضي. كان عندي امتحان وكنت worried، كنت قلق صح ولا؟ لكن الثانية I am worried ندري على حالي تو أنا worried. علاش؟ because my flight is late. I'm waiting and maybe the holiday will be cancelled. طيارتي ما وصلتش. عرفتها كيف فكرة؟
تمام.
فمعناها أنت إجابتك كانت نقدر نقول تلت ارباع صح، لأنك أنت ضبطت السياق عن الماضي، كلامك صح. When you were a child لما كنت صغير what were you worried about؟ شنو هو اللي كنت أنت قلق منه؟ لكن القلق في حد ذاتها worried مش هي اللي صار فيها التغيير. الصفات لا يتغير زمنها. يعني worried توا worried in the future. Do you think you're going to be worried tomorrow؟ حتى في المستقبل هي worried قاعدة، حتى في الفيوتشر هي worried. عرفت الفكرة ولا؟
وصلت تمام.
أوكي.
الإيدي هنا ملاش علاقة بالقاعدة إنه باست ولا بريزنت.
Exactly. مظبوط ممتاز. الإيدي هنا لها علاقة بالصفة، يا إما بتجيك يا إما في صيغة worrying يا إما worried. لو كان على الشخص بتكون ED. يعني زي ما جاوبت على الثانيات بالضبط، زي ما جاوبت على tired. مثلا tired هنا أنت مجرد صفة أنه هو متعب أو مجهد، لكن لا تعني ماضي أو مضارع، لأن ما تقدرش تغيرها المضارع. حتى بتغيرها المضارع هي تعود زي نفس الشيء. عرفت الفكرة؟ بس إجابتك
تمام.
على العموم كانت صحيحة. أنت زي ما قلتها لي هي worried، لما صلحتها لي كانت you were right. الإجابة كانت صحيحة. Okay. So when you were a child what were you worried about؟ فأنت بترجع لذاكرتك بتقول I was worried about getting a bad mark in school or getting a bad grade in school, or I was worried about my parents leaving. فأنت تتذكر زي ما تقول حتحاول تتذكر الأشياء اللي كانت تخوف فيك وأنت صغير أو تقلق فيك وأنت صغير. All right, very nice. Can you do number 9, Adam?
The most way to spend the weekend. I think ing relaxing.
You're right. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why؟ قولي علاش هي صح.
هنا جت في الرول نمبر 2 لأن هذا الكوسز نتاع الفيلينج.
بالضبط. Correct. ولأن الشيء اللي احنا نتكلم عليه اللي هو الواي. What's the most relaxing way؟ صح ولا؟ نقشوا في الثينج احنا. اللي هو الشيء اللي حيريحك. شنو هو الشيء اللي حيريحك او الشيء اللي حيخليك تقضي ويكند مريح، صح ولا؟
تمام صح.
The most relaxing way to spend the weekend. اوكي. سو هنا بصفة عامة مجرد يعرف فيك بقصة الادجكتيف، هو مرات يجوك كيكي ومرات يجوك كيكي. مرات الادجكتيف يجوك فيهم موضوع الاي ان جي والاي دي، ومرات الادجكتيف ما فيش حتى الاي ان جي ولا الاي دي، زي مثلا hot cold big small، صح ولا؟ اللي هم الادجكتيف همان ما فيهمش الاي دي. ومثلا late early good bad، هذا كلهم يعتبروا adjectives. الالوان كلهم adjectives، الاحجام كلهم adjectives. فاي شيء يوصف لك الناون فهذا بيكون يعتبر في الانجليزي adjective اللي هي صفه يعني. alright so this was هذا كان من الحصه اللي فاتت، كان موضوعنا. اوكي خلينا نمر نشوفوا الموضوع الجاي. let's check the next thing. so we have exercise 11 اعتقد ان let's go to exercise 11. Okay. So all right, let's answer these questions. Let's answer these questions. So it says here, work in pairs, ask and answer the questions. And معناها تعرف كيف خلينا نرجع لكم إجابات أفضل. ما دام احنا هنجاوبوا. Let's bring back. Okay, so this means I'd like you to ask each other these questions. So Malak, you can ask Adam these questions and he will answer you. And then Adam will ask you these questions and you will answer him, okay? If you need a minute just to prepare a few answers, take a minute first.
Okay.
ممكن أسهل لو تتحضروا شوية تاخذوا دقيقة ساعدكم. Take a minute first. And I'm going to take a minute to check the electricity. There's something wrong, and I'll be back. Okay? فأنتوا مجرد دقيقة هذه استغلها and prepare your answers.
تمام اوكي.
Okay.
كرة برا.
Okay. I have to. Are you there? Adam,
Yes.
okay, okay, good.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, let's check your answers, and then I need to go back because there's the electricity power came back, and then I think we have a problem with our electricity. No problem. So let's hear your answers. So Malak, you can start first. You can ask Adam these questions, and he will answer you, and then we can change.
Okay. Were you surprised by anything in the article?
I think you didn't read the article. Or did you read the article, Adam? The article on the left. هل حصلت تقراها ولا ممكن ما قريتهاش أنت؟
Maybe
not all, but I can answer you. How much television we watch? I think this answer.
But here, what's the question? هو شو نسألك؟ شو كان معنى السؤال؟
I don't know. Article I don't mean what.
article مقال. معناها مقال.
شنو الشيء اللي فاجأك أو في أي شيء فاجأك أو شيء معين فاجأك في المقال؟
بالضبط. وبما أنك أنت مثلا ما قريتش المقال فصعب تجاوب، لكن قريتها أنت أو ما قريتهاش. Did you read it؟ هل مريت عليه؟
لا صراحة أنا ممكن أول
نقدر نفوتوا السؤال هذا لأنه أصلا دينا لحد قري المقال يعني، بس أنت موجودته ما حضرتهاش أنت هذا، فمش مهم السؤال بالنسبة لك. But you can answer number 2, I think.
Which TV program do you think are really boring?
Okay, I will ask him about questions which it is not related about the article.
Yeah, okay. هم أصلا أغلب الأسئلة الثانية مش هي السؤال الأول بس أعتقد متعلق. الباقي the rest of them are general questions. You can answer them, Adam. Okay.
Okay.
يعني ممكن نجاوب عليها حتى بصفة شخصية مش شرط تكون بالارتكل.
بالضبط. الأول بس من article أصلا. الأول يسأل فيك على الباقي كلهم ما لهمش علاقة مع أسئلة مفتوحة يعني.
Okay. تمام.
Okay, so Malak will ask you the questions and you can answer her. Okay.
Yes. Which TV programs do you think are really boring?
I think it's Entertainment Tonight.
So okay. What do we call programs like Entertainment Tonight, like ET? What do we call that type of programs?
I don't know, but it's for famous or celebrity.
Yeah, I think it's like celebrity news shows or something like this, right?
Yes. I'm just giving them the names of of program.
All right. Okay. You can ask the third question, Malak.
Okay. What's the most frightening film you've ever seen?
What's mean the frightening? It's.
What does it mean? Malak, can you explain frightening in English?
Okay, something fear you, make you very afraid.
Correct.
There's not a certain film, but in general, I like top movies. It's a channels. The name of the channel's called Top Movies.
But here she's asking you about a specific film.
In the general, not. It's not my favorite movies.
She didn't ask you if it's your favorite. She asked you what's the most frightening. Do you know frightening? Frightening is something that makes you afraid. That makes you feel afraid. Do you know afraid? To feel afraid?
No.
Okay. Do you know something scary? Like monsters, vampires, something afraid? Let me write a few related words and let's see, maybe you know them. So we have afraid. we have scary, we have frightening, we have something, we have the word fear. These are all related words. Do you know any of these words? Scary?
Yes, I know. It's afraid, scary, fear, but I'm not saying the name of movies.
Ah, okay.
Just
So you can say I can't remember the name. Yeah, so
yes.
maybe because the question is she wanted to know if you can give us a name of a movie that made you feel very, very afraid. This was what the question was about. Okay.
Yes, I know.
Uh-huh. Good. Okay. So number 4, you can ask him number 4, Meg.
Okay. When did you last feel reality tired?
Can you repeat it again, Malak? The last 2 words.
When did you last feel really tired?
Mm-hmm.
I think right now I'm just coming from the job.
Uh-huh. So right now I'm tired. It's a good question. It's a good answer. Good, good. Okay, number 5.
And number 5, what is the most exciting holiday you've ever had?
I think it's last year when we go to the Green Mountain in the east of the country.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Uh-huh.
Okay. Are you interested in sport?
Are you interested in sport, Adam? What does the question mean? Are you interested in sport?
Yes. ما سمعتش السؤال معلش.
Okay, can you repeat it again, Malak?
Okay. Are you interested in sport?
Yes, I think especially in the tennis.
Uh-huh. Okay. Number 7, can you ask him تقدر تشوف الأسئلة قدامك ولا آدم؟
Yes, بس ممكن ما كنتش نسمع في صوته بس.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. When you were a child, what were you worried about? The part 1 of the question, I'm not understand it. But then second part, I think from the future. I'm always afraid a word from the future.
Uh-huh. Okay. When you were a child, this means not now. I mean, how old are you now, Adam?
I think 24.
Okay, so now you're 24, but the question is not asking about Adam when he's 24. It's asking about
yes.
Adam when he was 5 or 6 or 7. You get the idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. Yes, I know. From the future, actually from the future. I'm
even when you were a child, you were worried about the future.
Yes, I'm from the kind people always thinking.
I see. Okay, it's a good answer. I was worried. I was, of course, the grammatical question الإجابة اللي هي النحوية صحيحة بتقول I was worried about the future. يعني هو السؤال كان عن الماضي يسأل فيك لما أنت كنت صغير. هي هذه when you were a child. هذا المقطع الأول شو معناه؟ عندما كنت صغيرا كي يقصده شنو الحاجات اللي كانت تقلق فيك لما أنت كنت عيل كنت صغير يعني؟ فأنت قلت لي مثلا كنت متحير من المستقبل مثلا. فأنت لو بتجيبها بالطريقة دي بتقول I was worried about the future. I was worried about the future. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, last question, Malak. Can you ask him?
Yes. What is the most relaxing way to spend the weekend?
Actually, with friends.
All right, that's a good answer. With friends. With friends. All right, now it's your turn, Adil. You will ask Malak these questions and she will give you her answer.
Yes, my pleasure.
Mhm.
I start with number 2, okay?
You can start even with number 1 because she's read the article.
Yes, I will. Were you surprised by anything in the article?
I surprised by how average American family watches TV for 6 hours and 47 minutes.
Okay, so you'll say I was surprised about. You can even use a shorter answer, Malek. You can say I was surprised by how much television Americans watch, or a typical American family watches.
Okay.
Yes. Number 2, which the programs do you think are really boring?
Current affairs program.
Okay.
Okay. What's the most frightening film you have ever seen?
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Yes, The Exorcist.
Yeah, I saw that film too. Very scary.
When did you last feel really tired?
When I was sick, I think.
When I was
Sick, yes.
Yes, when you were sick.
What's the most exciting holiday you have ever had?
Last holiday.
Okay.
Are you interested in the sport?
Yes.
Do you have any kind?
Some exercise is not kind.
Yes,
I
not
haven't any
certain.
kind. Yes.
Yes. Do you have any annoying habit?
No.
When you were a child, what you worried about?
Can you repeat the last part? Sorry, Adam, can you repeat the last part of the question?
Yes. What were you worried about?
Darkness.
Good answer.
What's the most relaxing way to spend the weekend?
I go out from the house.
All right. So it's like the opposite.
Yes.
Most people want to stay at home to relax,
No.
but it's the
Because
opposite.
from 3 months, I didn't go out from my house.
I see. So going out is maybe a good change.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks
So
for answer.
Thanks.
all right, that's good. Okay, let's move on. Let's see our next exercise. Okay, so then we're finished here. Okay, so let's check our next topic. So here in this lesson, we are going to learn how to ask for opinions and how to agree and disagree, okay? Now, I actually need to leave for another minute and come back, check the main views again. But before I go, I'd like you to read question 1, 2, and 3, okay? Try to understand them. Also, I'd like you to prepare some answers for these 3 questions, okay? So I'm going to take a minute and I'll be back, but I'd like you to prepare these 3 questions and we can start here, okay? The lesson is, of course, what do you think? So here we're going to learn how to give opinions, how to ask for opinions, how to agree, how to disagree, all right? So this is the focus of today's lesson, all right? So
Okay.
take a few minutes, a minute or 2, read the 3 questions and form some ideas, and I'll be back in a minute, okay?
Okay.
All right.
معلش ملاك تسمع فيا؟ ملاك أو الدكتور، أنا ما عرفت شو نطلبه قصة
Okay. Okay, so let's start with the first question. Here in Libya, are schools free? And if not, how much do they cost? What do you think of the first question? Hello, Malak, Adam, are you there? Malak, can you hear us? Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Are you
Yes,
there?
hello.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, good. So the question is, what do you think? Schools, are they free in your country? Adam, what do you think?
Yes.
Okay, you can answer the first question, Malak.
Yes, I think our school are free in our country.
Is
Yes,
it?
I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Is it for all schools or not all schools?
Not all schools, but I think when somebody wants to study, he found free and he found free.
Okay. So you mean if a student wants to study in school, the student has the option free school or
Yes.
maybe private school where you have to pay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the second question? It says, how much do students have to pay for university education here in Libya? Is it also free or do we have to pay? What do you think, Malak?
Free.
It's free?
Free, yeah.
Is it for all universities? Is it free for all universities?
No, some of them are have to pay.
Uh-huh.
Some of them, some yes, not free. Some of them not free because, but I don't know how much.
Okay. And the last question, it says, what are the advantages and disadvantages of a free education system? So like Libya here, school is free and
Yes.
university is free. What do you think are the good things, the advantages and the bad things, the disadvantages of a system like this?
About advantages in their school, there aren't much many students in the class.
Which one?
In schools which have to pay.
No, but we're not talking about the private schools. We're talking about
Education. Yes,
free.
about education.
The free education system we're talking about now.
I think there isn't any difference between them.
You mean there's no advantages, no disadvantages?
Yeah. Yes, in our school. Maybe in free education, it's better in education.
Mm-hmm. Why is it better?
No, but that's what all people think, not me.
Okay. Do you agree, Adam? Do you agree that free schools and free education is better than private education? What's your opinion? Adam, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so the question is, Adam, do you agree with her?
Yes.
Because Malak says that free education or free schools, the public schools in Libya, are better than the private schools. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think that's true?
I'm not completely agree with her, because this is depends on the administration of the university. Because there's a free university, it's much better from the private university, and والعكس زي ما نقولوا. There's a private university, it's much better from the free university with a lot. And I can enumerate this.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay.
know, يعني I'm not agree.
Tell us some examples of universities, public universities, free and public universities that are better than private, and vice versa اللي هو والعكس يعني والخاصات اللي هم أحسن من العامات. This is the expression vice versa. It means
yes, I can, but let me tell her with Arabic.
No, in English. In English. Tell her in English. Yes.
The international medicine Libyan University in the Benghazi. It's a medical university. It's much better, much better from the.
From which one? Better than what?
It is private or.
I think he's talking about the public. Adam,
Yes.
are you there? ممكن نفصل على النت.
Can you hear us? Yes, I can. بس في مشكلة ديما كل 10 دقايق يقطع هو ما فهمتش مشكلته شنو.
Yes, me too. Maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, and.
Disconnection.
Yes, disconnection.
Yes.
Is the disconnection from me or from your internet?
No, from me.
Are you using Madar, Libyana?
No, Libyana.
Libyana. Adam,
me too.
You too? You're using Libyana?
Yes, I'm using a piano. I think disconnected from you because I'm not touching anything.
No, maybe from us because me too. That's the problem now. Just.
Maybe today.
Just today.
Maybe
yes,
today.
Just today.
Because before that, Malak's connection is usually good. I don't have any problems.
Yes, I have DSL, also DSL, but when the electricity off, I use Libyana.
And also, Adam, your
Libyana
connection
is very good. Yes.
Yeah,
Libyana
your connection is good. Your voice is clear, Adam. I can hear you clearly.
Yes, I know, but just disconnection after
today. Maybe today.
Maybe it's just today. Maybe they're doing some maintenance. Maybe maintenance.
Okay, let's back.
You said the international medical school you were talking in Benghazi. It's much better than?
Yes, right now it's much better from the Arabic university. And this is not from me. This is as حسب هذا التقييم.
Okay, you mean the Arabic University for medicine also in Benghazi?
Yes, it's much better.
Which one is free? Which one is public and which one is private? The international, is it private or public?
International, it's private.
And the other one,
the other one, it's public. It's Arabic medicine. It's public.
I see.
So, though I don't agree because it's depend on the administration of the university.
Yes.
Maybe this is a good opinion. All right. Okay. And what about? I want your opinion here, Adam. What about countries that pay, that have to pay? Even the public, they have to pay. Like not the UK. Like for example, maybe the USA. In the USA, even the public universities, you have to pay. They are cheaper. They're cheaper than private, but you still have to pay. They're not free. It's not completely free. What do you think? Do you think this is a good thing, a bad thing? What are the advantages? What are the good things about a system like this? And what are the
you know, I think it's good, and I hope if they make it in our country too, because when you pay on something, you will have زي ما نقولوا شوي اهتمام حيكون أكثر.
How do you say that in English?
I think when the persons pay for something, it will make interested. It will be interested for it.
This is good. He'll be interested in it. Correct. I agree with you. Actually, I think you're right in this point, and he will care more about the quality of his education, right? Because he paid money, so he wants to study, get good grades in the exam, be in school at time.
But there are some person doesn't have money to
Okay, good point.
study.
Tell us about
Yes.
that, Malak. What's your opinion? What about the disadvantage? Because Adam, he told us a very important advantage. When you pay, you become interested and you care. So this is a good thing, an advantage. Now tell us about the disadvantages, like poor people, for example.
Some people can't pay for universities because they haven't they haven't enough money to study, and they are interested, not careless people. I think.
Okay, correct.
Yes.
But
I hope if the countries pay for them by if the university have to pay.
I see. Okay, what about the disadvantage of everyone studying in university? Is this a good thing if everybody can study in university, or a bad thing?
Yes, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Why do you think it's a good thing, Malak, if everybody can study in university?
To get better job.
To get better jobs.
Yeah.
What do you think?
And
okay, continue, Malak. Yes, and
no, nothing else.
If you have another idea, you can add it, because I want to see both your opinions.
Okay. No, that is that's my idea about good better job.
What do you think, Adam? If everybody studies in university, is this a good thing or a bad thing?
It's I think it's good from the side and the side not, because if you, I don't know how I can explain it, but please let me, in this point, let me talk in Arabic.
No, you have to try in English. Try and we will help you. Malak and I will help you.
Yes, thank you. I think if we all reading in the university, it's we will not found how I'll tell you, it's who's will made the doors and who will made the who will build it and who's will can fix the car. You know, there's they can reading in the معاهد. شنو معاهد بالانجليزي؟ institute. Yes, institute. اكيد حتكون في معاهد حرفية، سامحني. So
let's write what you said. خلينا نكتبها لك، معاهد حرفية يمكن هي vocational institutes, vocational ولا vocational courses. لا تقدر تقول هو vocational عدد vocational school ولا institutes. ممكن ما نعرفش الأخيرة، مش متأكد منها. maybe ممكن ما تمشيش، لكن الأولى أكيد تمشي. vocational اللي هي زي ما أنت شرحت، اللي هي الحرفي هذا اللي
Okay, I'm not say that education is not important. It will be important, but there's some vocational reading, like the electricity and many things. So not from the not very important. It's not die if he's not reading or education in university. يعني زي ما يكون في جامعة لازم يكون في vocational courses and it's good في سوق العمل.
Correct, because we need people who can build, make doors, fix cars, fix the plumbing. You know plumbing? The water in the house, plumbing. We say plumbing.
Yes.
Water and WC and all this. Of course, an engineer will not do this, so we need a plumber. It's a back plumber, right? And if you have a problem,
it's also it's can reading. It's can education, and this is functional courses and functional institute. You can't make all people doctors and engineers and psychologists.
Yeah, maybe this is a good point too, Adam. I agree. Okay. Now we're going to move on. I like your ideas very much, and we'll move on to our next part here, It says before you watch or listen. So here we have a listening exercise. But what we're going to do is before we listen, we're going to sort of check these words first. Can you read the words in the box, Malak?
Okay. Fees.
Fees,
Can't-
okay.
Can't afford.
All right.
Graduate.
Correct. Graduate.
A student loan.
Okay.
Pay something back.
Right.
Be in debt.
Okay. What do you think are what are the meanings of these words? So when we say fees, for example, what does it mean when we say fees?
Pay money.
Correct. So it means you pay something for a service, maybe like like a course or something. Fees. Okay. What does it mean when we say we cannot afford? If you say I cannot afford something.
I can't give. Sorry.
Yes.
Disconnection too. I'm sorry I was cutting you word, but انتهت وقت الحصة التجريبية دكتور سو. If I can complete with you or I will stop.
No, here it's this is the end of the trial lesson. هي دي عادة التجريبية دي ما 30 40 دقيقة فقط يعني مش كاملة الحصة.
Yes, thank you.
بس يعني شرفتنا. It was very nice to have you. لو ما زال تبي تقارن مثلا هذه البري انترميديت مع اللي فاتتك، انت كانك جيت احسن شويه في الانترميديت، لو قدرت كان حصلت فيها حتى ديك 10 دقائق، لو قدرت تقارنها اكثر بالبري انترميديت. بس ما فيش بس البري انترميديت الجايه، سوري قصدي الانترميديت المستوى اللي بعد هذا الجايه حتكون بعد غدوه يعني مش اليوم مش غدوه. لو تبي تحضر منها حتى هي جزئيه صغيره تقارن اوكي، بس لو حسيت ان البري انترميديت لو المستوى هذا اريح لك حتى هو اوكي انت تقدر تقرر. وبعدين we can talk more on yeah you can send me in the inbox يعني.
اوكي بس سؤال بسيط. الانترميديت اي يونت واصلين او متقدمين فيها؟
هو
وورد
حاليا هنوريك وين واصلين. we are in unit 4D نهاية 4. هذا في البري انترميديت. هذا هو بري انترميديت.
yes I know، بس الناس اللي على الانترميديت وين واصلين؟
الانترميديت 3C واصلين، اقل شوية 3C.
يعني في تسجيل محاضرات نفس البرينترميديت زي ما
في نفس الشيء، غير ما حملتهمش كلهم، زال ما حملتش اللي اختناهم، بس حتى هو نفس القصة. حتلقى المحاضرات مسجلة، انت خش عليهم، خش على اليوتيوب على القناة ودور الانترميديت ليفل، الانترميديت بلاي ليست، شوفهم في ممكن 3 أو 4 ممكن حملت وشو اطلع عليهم شوف جوهم.
تمام. انا في الحالتين في البري والانترميديت، لان هن اثنين اكيد حيساعدن، والبري حيكون شبه مراجعه، والانترميديت حتكون ان شاء الله مش صعبه.
يعني
فحنحاول نخش فيهن اثنين، بس بعدين ان شاء الله حنرسل لك ونعرف كيف نتواصل معك وكيف نبعث لك القيمه
باذن الله. خلاص انت شوف ادرس الموضوع، وبعدين اي استفسارات واي اسئله اي شيء just send me a message in the inbox، وباذن الله نتوصل اتفاق ان شاء الله يا دكتور.
yes I will. thank you Malak.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay.
Yeah, goodbye.
All right, bye. Okay, معناها عندنا can't afford. What do you think it means, Malak, when you say we
can't give?
Okay, correct. It means maybe something is too expensive, right?
Yeah.
Okay, correct. What about the next word, a graduate?
Someone who complete his study from a university or yeah.
You're right. And when we say student loan, what do we think we mean? What do you think?
I think students give money to his university when the country give money to his university. A student have to back them on months or on
I agree. Yes.
on year. Yeah.
Yes, after some time, the student has to pay back the government or the bank, right? Because the bank will lend you. The bank will lend the student money. So maybe the bank will give the student $10,000 to study, right? But the student has to return the money. Of course, it will. When the student returns it, it will be more than 10,000. maybe 12, maybe 15 or 20. If the student is late, each time you're late, the credit increases, right? You know how it works in the West. Okay. I think pay something back is clear. I think you know what this means.
Yes.
And to be in debt. By the way, the B is silent here. To be in debt. What do you think it means when you say to be in debt?
Debt mean credit, I think.
Okay.
But be in debt, you have to pay money.
To someone, right?
Yes, yeah.
Correct. So if I take 10 dinars from you, this means I am in debt now. I have to give you back the 10 dinars I took from you, right? So this is in debt. And keep in mind the B is silent. So we have to say in debt. There's no B sound. By the way, there are many words where the B is silent. So we have debt, we have dumb, we have bomb, we have lamb, we have doubt, we have, I think these are the ones I can think of. All these words, the B is silent. So we say debt, dumb, bomb, lamb, doubt, undoubtedly. Okay, so these are words with the silent B. All right, so let's move on. Let's prepare ourselves for the listening. So it says here, watch or listen to the conversation at the dinner table. At the dinner table, okay? So we have these 5 people. We have Matt, we have Amy, Ben, Jackie, and we have Carol. Some of them from the previous units. We talked about these friends before, but let's see what can you remember about each person from our last lessons when we talked about these friends. What do you remember?
We talked about promise and apologies.
Correct.
And a reason,
giving reasons, yeah. But do you remember the stories of these people, what they do and who they're married to? Can you remember any details from their lives?
I think there are, but I don't know how their names. But I think the story about one work in a company, and he called his secretary.
Okay. Yes.
And ask her to complete his work.
Who's that? Which one is that?
I don't remember. I can't remember.
Okay, so this is one thing. What else do you remember?
Also, I think a secretary asked to ask the restaurant to complete her something. I don't remember, but ask them to take 2 chairs or some chairs to somebody, to see somebody or to meet somebody.
Okay, you're right.
Just what I remember.
Anything else about their jobs?
Maybe I forget.
Okay, I think the only one I forgot is Ben. I forgot what he does and who he's related to. I don't remember, but I remember the other 4. So Matt, he's the boss who gave Carol. He told Carol that he has some guests and his wife couldn't cook, right? So he told his secretary, Carol, he told her to book a table in a restaurant, and Jackie is the restaurant owner, right? So but Amy is the girl, she's the waitress who works with Jackie. But that day she was busy, not busy, her mother was sick. So she had to leave and come back later, right? And Jackie said, no problem, you can come back, right?
Yeah.
But Ben, we didn't have Ben in the last story. We had it in the story before the last, because the last story was about the restaurant and Matt. And the story before that, it was about problems with marriage and the baby. Remember Harry? He was crying a lot, the baby.
Yes.
And the one before that, we were talking about where they met. There was a party at home and all of them met together. And I think Ben, he met Amy at her weddings, at her sister's wedding or something like this. I can't remember, but I forgot about Ben. But these four I'm sure about. No problem, doesn't matter. Let's see here. So we're going to listen to the conversation. Okay,
Yes.
so these 5 friends are going to chat. They're going to chat a little bit about education. And we want to decide how many people from this table believe or think that university education should be free for everybody, okay? So this means we're going to listen to track 48, and we will see how many of these people think that university education should be for everyone.
Track 48.
That was lovely.
Yes, that was really delicious. Thanks, Carol.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. But I didn't do it all. Matt helped too.
Well, I only did the vegetables.
And he's going to do all the washing up.
Oh, am I? That's news to me.
So, Amy, I hear you want to go to university next year.
Well, I'm not sure I do now. The fees are really high and I can't afford it. And anyway, I don't think I should have to pay. I think university should be free for everybody.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. What do you think, Jackie?
I agree with Amy. Schools are free, so why aren't universities? That's why we pay our taxes, isn't it? I think all education should be free.
I'm not sure about that. Everyone knows graduates get better jobs, which means they get higher salaries. So I think they should pay something for their education.
I'm sorry, I don't agree. We didn't have to pay university fees, Matt, so why should Amy?
That's true, but we were at university a long time ago.
Yeah, about 50 years ago, wasn't it?
Not quite that long. And anyway, there are a lot more people at university now. The government can't afford to pay for everyone.
Maybe you're right. But I think they should pay for people who can't afford to go to university. What about you, Ben? Do you think students should pay?
No, definitely not. The government can always find ways to pay for wars or to help the banks, so why can't they afford to pay for our education system?
Exactly.
So you're saying that universities are only for rich people these days?
Yes, I think so. Rich parents will always send their kids to university, but most young people don't want to be thousands of pounds in debt at the end of their course.
What do you think, Amy? Do you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. Most of my friends from school haven't gone to university because their families can't afford it.
Well, they can always get student loans, and they don't have to start paying any of the money back until they leave university and get a good job. So maybe you should get a student loan, Amy.
No, I don't think so. I don't want to finish university and find that I'm £40,000 in debt. I'd rather carry on working at the restaurant.
Yeah, I can understand that. I started work at 16 and I've done okay. You don't need to be a graduate to get a good job.
That's true. I didn't go to university either. But then I did fail most of my exams at school. Okay, so who wants some dessert?
So this is an interesting chat about education, and we had many opinions, I think. But how many friends or how many people from this group think that university education should be free for everybody? Who thinks it should be free for everybody? All of them or not all of them?
No, not all of them. Want to? Yes, not all of them.
Okay.
I think some of them want free. Want free, and somebody.
Can you remember
Yes.
who wants? Can you
Okay.
remember who thinks university shouldn't be free?
I think Matt want to be free.
He wants university to be free, or he thinks it shouldn't be free.
Not free. Matt he think he shouldn't be free. Yes.
Okay, you're
And
actually
Amy,
right.
yes. Amy free. She wants to be free.
Yes.
Amy should be free.
Yes, she thinks it should be free.
And I think Ben should be free. I think should be free.
What about Jackie and Carol? Do they think university should be free too?
Carol should be free, and yes, and Jackie she said should be free.
All right, so you're saying so Matt is the only person who thinks that university shouldn't be free, right?
Yeah.
Why does he think it shouldn't be free, in your opinion?
Maybe he think the government can't pay for everyone.
You're right. Yes, he did talk about this. He said the government cannot afford to pay for all the students nowadays.
And he think he should pay to get a better job.
Yes, you're right. Yes, he also said that. He said because graduates, university graduates, they will get better jobs. They will get more money in the future. So they should pay a little bit now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what he said. What do you think of his opinions? What do you think, Malak, of Matt's opinion?
No, I don't agree with him because I think all of people have to study. Yes, have to study. Not the richest man, not the richest people.
Yeah, so not only rich children should study. Everybody should study.
Yes.
Okay, that's a good opinion. That's an interesting opinion. Let's see the other questions and let's try to answer the other questions, okay? And after that, we will listen one more time to confirm our answers. Maybe the next time I'm going to show you the script, okay? So you can listen and follow at the same time. But let's try to answer first, true, false. So here, number 3, we have, I think we can zoom in a little bit. All right, so number 3 here, it says, watch or listen again. Are these sentences true or false? So the first one, Carol did all the cooking. So this was false. She didn't do all the cooking.
No,
yeah.
didn't. Yes.
Because who helped her? Can you remember who helped her?
I think Matt helped her.
I think you're right, but we can check. All right, number 2, Amy is definitely going to university next year.
Yes.
Okay, so you think this is true? We don't know yet. We will check and we'll find out. Number 3, Carol and Matt didn't have to pay university fees.
I think yes, they didn't have to pay.
Yeah, but this is of course in the past, right? They're not talking about now.
Yes.
Okay, maybe you're right. We'll see. Number 4, Ben and Amy think that most people don't want to be in debt when they leave university.
Yes.
Okay. The next one, number 5, students in the UK have to start paying back their student loans when they're at university.
Maybe no. Maybe no, after they finish.
Maybe after they finish, maybe, you're right. Okay, let's write that. Ben and Jackie didn't go to university.
Yes.
All right, let's see. So these are our answers. So we have true, 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 and then we have false, true. Okay, let me take you to the script and let's confirm these answers. Let's see how many are correct. So this is page 38, and let's check the script. Page 38. All right, we want CD1. CD1, track 48. Ah, here it is. Okay, can you see it on the left side?
Yeah.
It starts here. And it finishes, it's a long chat actually, yeah?
Yes.
All right, but the good thing here in the script, we can see who's talking, right? So,
Yeah.
so J, if you see J, this is Jackie. If you see A, Amy, C is Carol, and M is Matt, and B is Ben. It's easier to see who's speaking now. All right, are you ready? Let's listen.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. How do I increase this? Oops. Okay, here it is.
Track 48.
That was lovely.
Yes, that was really delicious. Thanks, Carol.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. But I didn't do it all. Matt helped too.
Well, I only did the vegetables.
And he's going to do all the washing up.
Oh, am I? That's news to me.
So, Amy, I hear you want to go to university next year.
Well, I'm not sure I do now. The fees are really high and I can't afford it. And anyway, I don't think I should have to pay. I think university should be free for everybody.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. What do you think, Jackie?
I agree with Amy. Schools are free, so why aren't universities? That's why we pay our taxes, isn't it? I think all education should be free.
I'm not sure about that. Everyone knows graduates get better jobs, which means they get higher salaries. So I think they should pay something for their education.
I'm sorry, I don't agree. We didn't have to pay university fees, Matt. So why should Amy?
That's true, but we were at university a long time ago.
Yeah, about 50 years ago, wasn't it?
Not quite that long. And anyway, there are a lot more people at university now. The government can't afford to pay for everyone.
Maybe you're right. But I think they should pay for people who can't afford to go to university.
What about you, Ben? Do you think students should pay?
No, definitely not. The government can always find ways to pay for wars or to help the banks, so why can't they afford to pay for our education system?
Exactly.
So you're saying that universities are only for rich people these days?
Yes, I think so. Rich parents will always send their kids to university, but most young people don't want to be thousands of pounds in debt at the end of their course.
What do you think, Amy? Do you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. Most of my friends from school haven't gone to university because their families can't afford it.
Well, they can always get student loans, and they don't have to start paying any of the money back until they leave university and get a good job. So maybe you should get a student loan, Amy.
No, I don't think so. I don't want to finish university and find that I'm £40,000 in debt. I'd rather carry on working at the restaurant.
Yeah, I can understand that. I started work at 16 and I've done okay. You don't need to be a graduate to get a good job.
That's true. I didn't go to university either. But then I did fail most of my exams at school.
Okay, so who wants some dessert?
Okay, so let's go back. Maybe you want to change a few things. Oops, 38, not 48. Okay, so let's see your answers again, and let's see if you want to leave them or change them. So Amy,
maybe Amy.
is
Yes,
this true?
Amy, it is. No,
No.
because she wants to work. Yes, she wants to work.
So she's not sure anymore, right? Maybe it's too expensive. Maybe she'll change her mind. Okay.
Yes.
Number 3,
Yes.
Carol and Matt didn't have to. This is true. I think it's the same, right? You've got this
Yes.
right. What about number 4? Is this true? Do you think this is true, number 4?
Yes, I think it's A, yes, because Amy says that.
Correct. You're right, yes. That's true, yes. Number 5?
Number 5, no.
When they finish, they can pay, right?
Yes, when they finish, they work, they have to work and pay.
Right. And what about number 6?
I think that's yes, that's true.
That's true. Okay, so the only one that was wrong was number 2. The rest were correct. All right, very good, very nice. Okay, so let's move on here a little bit. So here it says asking for opinions and agreeing and disagreeing. So we will learn how to use some of these expressions. So it says here, look at phrases. Are they ways of asking for opinions, agreeing, or disagreeing? Okay, so we have different phrases. So we want to divide them depending on how you think they are. If you think it's for asking for opinions, use number 1. If you think it's for agreeing, use 2. If you think it's for disagreeing, use 3. Okay. So what do you think? Of course, this is number 1. You're asking for, you're asking for opinion. What about number here, B?
B for 2.
Okay, correct.
Number 3, C number 3. I'm not sure about that. D, I think it's 3.
Okay.
E, I think 2.
What about F?
F, 1.
Okay.
G, 1. H, 3. I agree, number 2.
Okay.
Do you agree? I think it's 1. J, 1.
What about K?
K number 2.
Okay.
And L number 3.
All right. Okay, let's confirm this. Let's check if all of them are right. I think they are, but let's have a quick look at the summary at the end of the book. And let's see. All right, so there are also some nice tips. So I think all of your answers are correct. Yes, they are. They're correct. Okay, but let's read the tip here. Can you read the tip for us, please? What does it say?
Okay, we use yes, definitely, and no, definitely, not, to say that we strongly agree or disagree with something. We can also agree and disagree with do you think questions. With yes, I do, and no, I don't.
So this is a normal present simple, right? So you can use do you think and in the present simple, and you can use it to ask about opinions. Do you think you should pay for university? If you say yes, I do, means you agree. If you say no, I don't, you disagree. So this is an easy way. It's an easy way to ask about opinions, right? Just say do you think, and the answer is present simple, yes or no. It's a yes/no question, in the present simple.
Okay.
This is also a nice tip. When you say yes, definitely, or no, definitely not, it means you have a strong opinion about something, right?
Okay.
But if you say, for example, if you say, I'm not sure about that. So for example, if you tell me, Malak, if you say, we shouldn't pay for university. If I say, I'm not sure about that, it means I disagree, but maybe not 100% disagree with you, right? Maybe I think there are some good things about free university, and maybe there are some bad things, but I disagree. I softly disagree, or I disagree. I mildly disagree. You get the idea? Not in a big way. But if you say,
Yes.
I think university should be free, and I tell you, I strongly disagree, it means I think you're wrong 100%. Do you get the idea? So
Yeah.
when you say definitely, I definitely agree, yes, definitely, or no, definitely not, definitely not, it just shows that you strongly agree or disagree with something. This is the idea. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so these are the only new tips. Your answers are right. We can go back and we can check our next exercise. So, oops, I did 28. 38. All right, so let's move on. So here it says, all right, look at the script. We did this, we checked the script. Find all the phrases for asking opinion, agreeing and disagreeing. I don't think we need to do this because it's clear to you. You know which ones they are because you answered the last question. Listen and practice the phrases in 4A. Okay, so here, let's listen and practice the phrases in 4A. So in this exercise, what we need to do is you should just copy the intonation and let's listen and let's repeat these. Okay, so let's copy the intonation.
Okay.
Okay, so let me switch on. Go to.
What do you think, Jackie?
What do you think, Jackie?
I agree with Amy.
I agree with Amy.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure about Ben.
I'm sorry, I don't agree.
I'm sorry, I don't agree.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe you're right.
What
Yes.
about you, Ben?
What about you, Ben?
Do you think students should pay?
Did you still think student?
No, definitely not.
Okay, I'll repeat that one.
No.
Students should pay.
Do you think students should pay?
Mm-hmm.
No, definitely not.
No, definitely not.
Yes, I think so.
Yes, I think so.
Do you agree with that?
Did you agree with that?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
No, I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so.
All right, okay. So here it's just a little stress and intonation exercise. Okay, here in number 7, look at these sentences. Take a look at these 6 sentences, and I'd like you here to disagree or agree with them, but you have to give me good reasons, okay? So you should give me good reasons why you agree, why you disagree. And you can use expressions like I think, or because, or just explain your position, okay? So number 1, school holidays are too long.
I think that's, yes, I agree. No, I disagree.
You disagree with this?
Yes.
Okay. Why? Why do you disagree?
Because I think 1 month holiday, maybe 1 month, 2 months, and maybe weekend.
Mm-hmm. You think this is not long enough?
Yes.
Well, why do you think it's not long enough?
I think because the months which the students study, it is more than holidays months.
Mhm. So you mean when you compare the study months to the holiday months, the difference is too big? Is this what you're trying to say?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. What about the second sentence here? It says all children should do some sport at school. Do you agree?
Yes, I think that's. I agree.
All right. Why? Why do you agree? What's the reason?
I think because to encourage everyone, encourage the second to do the same thing, and they interesting more than different.
You mean when they do sport together, the students encourage each other?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other reason why you think sport is important at school?
Yes, it's important.
Why? Any other reasons?
No, I didn't have another reason, but
Okay,
I think
okay.
yes, I think you do some sport at school. It's important to.
In what
Yes,
way is it important?
maybe I misunderstand this question. I think the same sport.
No, it's not the same sport. It's some sport, any sport,
yes,
not the same
yes,
sport.
all children. Yes, I agree, because that is help the children to health. That's very good to their health.
So improve
And
their
fitness.
health. Yes.
Yes, and their fitness.
Okay.
And play, and they interesting. I think they were exciting if they play any kind of sport.
You mean they feel excited when they're playing,
Yes.
and they're having fun in the playground, right?
Yeah.
All right, okay. And the third opinion, it says schools for boys only or for girls only are a bad idea. Do you disagree or agree?
At the primary school, I think a good idea to for together, but after that, I think the boys grow up and the girls grow up and do bad things about their speech and their I don't know, but I think that's good idea. Yes. No, bad idea for primary school. Primary school, I think all children they thinking in good things. They didn't have bad things.
Okay. So you think this is a bad idea only in primary school?
Yeah.
But afterwards it's a good idea.
Also in university, I think bad idea, because when somebody old grow up, I think he will see his speech, and I think he is good when he grow up.
You mean
He didn't know. He doesn't do bad things.
You mean their behavior, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think he is good. Yes.
Yeah, so for someone in university, their behavior is maybe
good.
polite, it's good behavior,
Yes.
and
Yes.
there's no reason to separate them. Is this what you're saying?
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right. Number 4. All children should learn to cook at school.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
All right. Why do you agree?
Because the children have to be a dependable person. I think that's good for him to learn them these habits, and the children will be happy to cook. I think that.
Good reason. So you think this will help children become, maybe the word you were looking for is reliable, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so reliable, it means you can depend on them. Because if they learn to cook, maybe if there is an emergency, maybe if their parents are not home, or maybe if they're stuck somewhere, they can make food and they can eat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5. Exams are the best way to find out what students know.
I don't agree because I think there are different ways to find out what students know.
Okay, can you give me an example? Some example instead.
I think
instead of an exam.
their homeworks and about their notebooks. When you look at notebooks or when you give children exercise on the board, maybe some of them are good in oral in
Oral
activities.
exercise and activities.
Yes, yes.
Good opinion. I like this.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a good way, but not the only this way is best.
I see. Okay. What about number 6? All children should stay at school until they're 18.
I didn't understand this question.
This question, it's like saying leaving school before 18 is not allowed. It means you have to finish all your levels, primary, preparatory, secondary. You have to do them all.
Yes,
you cannot leave before you finish primary and secondary, for example.
Yes, I agree.
Why do you think it's important?
Because maybe he will good in many materials and he will know a lot of things.
You mean if a student stays in school until they're 18, maybe they'll learn more?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So these are just examples of how you can give your opinion and maybe give an explanation or give a reason why you disagree or why you agree with something. So this is the idea. All right. So here it says work in pairs, blah, blah, blah. Do you think school holidays? Da, 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 da. Okay. This is like number 7. It's the same. It's the same one, but we have different opinions. But you don't have to talk about all 3. So just choose. You can read all of them, okay? But I'd like you to only choose 3, okay? And 3 of them, and you can tell us why, if you disagree or if you agree. And of course, you can tell us a little bit about why you agree or why you disagree. But it's up to you. Choose any 3 you want, okay? Okay. Are you back? Hello? Malak, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so in this question, Malak, all you need to do is just choose 3. Choose the 3 you like. You don't have to do all of them. Just choose 3 which you think are interesting or you think that you have a good opinion about them. And of course, you're free. You're free to agree, disagree, whatever you want. But you have to give reasons why you agree and why you disagree, okay? So go ahead.
Okay. Women are better drivers than men. I agree, yes.
Why do you agree?
Because women may be afraid from accident and maybe afraid of on their cars and accident and problems with people. I think that.
So because they're afraid, maybe you mean they won't have accidents. They'll have less accidents.
Yes.
Actually, do you know that this is true? Women have less accidents than men because they're usually more careful.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about, because here we have to be more specific, what do we mean by better drivers? Do we mean less accidents or do we mean more skill? Do you get the idea?
Maybe more careful. Maybe
correct.
More,
If we're talking less accidents, yes, women have less accidents. You're right. But if we're talking about skill, how well they can control and drive the car, and maybe that's maybe it won't be true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but safer. We can say women are safer. Yes, I agree. They are safer. All right. Choose another 2 ideas and tell us your opinion. Tell us about them.
Video games are bad for children. Yes, it's very bad for children. Yes.
Why do you think they're bad?
Because it take their time, and the children don't do another activities.
You mean maybe video games are addictive? Too addictive?
Yes.
Okay, maybe. But some people say it's better than children doing nothing and maybe fighting and learning how to smoke and learning bad things. Maybe video games are better. What do you think?
That is what I, yes, that's a good idea. I have my son do that all the day, just sitting on the computer and play, just to play. Don't do anything. And he is, I think he's 16 years.
Yeah.
Yes, and don't do anything.
But
I don't like this. But what can I do?
Yeah. But the
Father
question
told me
is,
that. Yes,
yeah,
told me that's better from fighting or go out the house or smoking.
so he said the same thing I did.
Yes.
Okay, but there's also another question. Even if we don't think of smoking and fighting, what other things can children his age do? This is the problem, right? Especially in Libya.
Yes.
We
Yes,
don't.
especially in Sabha, not in Libya.
Yeah, it may be even worse in Sabha, yes, because it's even harder than Tripoli.
Yes.
I agree. Yes, I think it's hard. All right. Okay. Now choose your last idea or your last opinion and tell us a little bit about it.
Everyone should only work 4 days a week. Yes, I think that's good idea. I agree.
Why do you think this is a good idea?
Because I think that's good time to work, and the other days stay at home and stay with their families. And I think if he work all the week, all the days of weeks, and there isn't any time to stay at home and take time with his family.
I see.
And, yes.
Okay. Okay. What about? I know that you did 3, but I'm curious. I want to know your opinion on the last one. What do you think?
People shouldn't get married before they're 30. Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Why do you think it's a good idea?
Because I lived that. I married before 20 maybe. And I think that's a good idea.
Common? Is it common in Sabha?
That's bad idea.
Is it common in Sabha to get married early?
No. But I think a lot of things you missed.
But was it your choice? Did you want to get married early?
Yes, yes.
Or were you encouraged from your family, or was it your choice?
No. It was my choice. Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's good. All right, I think we're almost done. Okay, the last one, it's a little long. I think we have to leave it next time, but it's only pronunciation. Okay, let me explain this. This is very important, and maybe for you, you already know it in pre-intermediate, but for people usually in beginner elementary, they usually have a big problem here. Here, the English, in the English language, the letter E at the end, it usually makes, it changes the vowel before it. So here, when you have hat, the sound is ah, hat, ah. But once you put E in the end, you don't say hat anymore. It changes. It becomes hate, right? Fat, fate, cat, Kate, right? You see this? So there's a change in the letter, in the sound of the letter A. The same thing also happens with the letter I. So without an E, it's win, fin, bin, tin. But when you put an E, it becomes a long I. Wine, fine, mine, right? The same thing with the O. Even the O changes. If you have it, here you have not, dot, but, lot. But if you put an E, it changes. It becomes note, boat. Boat is a different spelling, but it's the same sound. Note, goat. And actually, the words which have OA here, O-A, they also have the same sound. Float. These have the same sound as note. Note, goat, boat, float. It's this O sound. So we'll talk a little more about this next time, but it's maybe it's not a very difficult thing, but it's a bit important in pronunciation, I think. How the letter E changes a lot in the pronunciation of the vowel before it, okay? So this is, I think, the point. There's something I wanted to tell you about here we are in unit 5 now, I think, right? Yeah, good. Of course, at unit 6, when we finish 6, you will have a midterm. Did I tell you about this? I did, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 8. I think 8, but
No, not 8, 6, because because the book has 12 units. So after unit 6, this is the end of pre-intermediate A. And you will have a midterm, like an exam. And then from unit 7, this is pre-intermediate B. But I don't know, do you come to Tripoli or you don't come to Tripoli at all?
Maybe after 3 months, I don't know, because the study will begin again.
Okay. Okay, because maybe we can, because usually with these courses, if you take an exam here in Tripoli in a center I work at, يبدأ عندك حتى شهادة معتمدة في الأخير، عرفتي، من وزارة العمل. لكن هذا يلزم, this means you have to do the exam here in Tripoli, the final exam on paper, and you have to sit, and maybe there's an extra fee, ممكن يكون في إضافة مبلغ بسيط اللي يعني حق الامتحان أو حاجة. طبعا هذا اختياري ما هوش إجباري، يعني حتى من غير الموضوع يعني تنعطى لك شهادة حضور عادية تكون موقعة مني، لكن ما هياش
ممكن بعد كم مستوى لو وصلت مستويات ثانية ممكن نجي ندير امتحان.
تقدري تديري امتحان، مثلا نقولوا كملنا تو بري انترميديت هذا كله من حتى اليونت 12 كملتيه وخلاص، ولا بتخشي انترميديت صح ولا؟ مثلا هذا اللي كملتيهم الاولاد 12 هذا ندير لك فيهم شهادة حضور، لكن مش معتمدة طبعا، لكن حط شهادة تشهد انك انت غطيتي ساعات. بالنسبة
للاول مش مشكلة عندي، بس لو وصلت مستويات متقدمة عادي نفكر في هذا الموضوع، عرفت؟ لأنه صعب تو أني نمشي.
أكيد هو مجرد الشيء اللي قدام تفكر فيه، لكن يلزم زي ما تقول جاية اللي باش تديري فيه امتحان في واحد من المراكز المعتمدة عندنا يعني، بس هي هذه فكرة. وبعدها تصدر لك شهادة تبي شهادتك معتمدة يعني، فممكن تديرها مثلا بعد الانترميديت يكون كويس. هو مشكلة حتى امتحانات الكامبريدج كندا شجعتك تمشي للسياحية للبريتش كونسل تديري PET. تزبطيه البات؟
لا،
البات من الامتحانات العالمية طبعا زي الايلتس، لكن طبعا أقل في المستوى، بس يعني
ما هذا ليش قلت لك لما نمشي لما نقدم في المستويات بعدين.
أيوة
بإذن الله.
طبعا هذا مازال خير لك حتى من الشهادة المعتمدة لو تديري، لأن هذه عالمية في العالم كلها. لما عندك الشهادة زي البات وفي واحدة ثانية اسمها FCE، غير عاليات شوية هادو، بس مجرد تقوي روحك انت ماشية كويس يعني. فبعدين لما يجي وقت نهزوا فيهم إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. سألتك على بنتي مرة.
كم
بندخلها؟ ممكن 12 سنة أو 13، بس راهو عقلها كبير يعني مش حتحس إنها صغيرة.
هي شو مستواها؟ قارية كيف تحسها؟
تاني إعدادي، كملت تاني إعدادي يعني. واخدة قواعد. هي كانت تقرأ في ليدي بيردز في كورس، مش إنها تقرأ
مش منهجي،
لكن كورسات. خذت كورسات، ممكن وصلت المستوى الثاني.
فهمتك.
كملاتها يعني المستوى الثاني.
والله نجربوا عادي ما فيش مشكلة، خليها تحضر واحدة تجريبيا. مشكلة إنه حتى امتحان تحديد المستوى مرات فيه أفكار، مرات المشكلة مش حتى في اللغة، مرات ما تفهمش الفكرة حتى فاهمة اللغة، مرات تجاوب حتى التقييم هيكون صعب شوية، عرفتي. لكن أنا عادي نبعت لك امتحان تحديد مستوى، خلاها تديرها باهي، وبعدين تبعت النتيجة ونشوفوا الموضوع، نعطوها حتى حصة تجريبية تشوف الجو.
خليها هي تراسلك. أوكي.
باهي خلاص تمام كويس. No problem. Okay, so I'll see you next time. See you next lesson.
Okay, goodbye.
All right, bye-bye. You're welcome.